In today's world, being literate means much more than the traditional readings and writings of old. It means being able to interpret, question, and respond to the images, texts, and digital media that surrounds us every day. This presentation explores how to best teach upper primary students to be critically, visually literate using a multi-literacies approach. In this case, the 4-resource model will be used. Literacy today is multimodal, dynamic, and deeply social. As Serafini notes, students encounter visual images, written language, and design elements daily. To succeed, they need strategies for navigating these complex, multimodal ensembles. Literacy has evolved beyond a technical skill. It is now a way of engaging critically with the world. This means not only decoding texts, but also understanding who created them, why, and whose voices are represented or silenced. As teachers, we use strategies to help build students' repertoires in an engaging way. Take, for example, the 2 YouTube thumbnails. These are prime examples of how students are influenced by these modes on a daily basis. The New London Group coined the term multi-literacies to acknowledge 2 key shifts: the growing cultural and linguistic diversity within classrooms, and the increasing variety of communication modes in the digital age. Kress and Van Leeuwen built on this by showing that all communication is multimodal, meaning it combines elements like image, written language, color, layout, sound, and spatial design to make meaning. For instance, this very presentation is a multimodal text. It uses spoken narration, written text, visual design, and sequencing to communicate ideas. Teaching multiliteracies is important because in today's world, students are exposed to a vast range of multimodal texts every day, from posters around the school to images on a laptop screen, to information on an interactive whiteboard. From an equity perspective, multiliteracies can support diverse learners. For instance, EALD students compare images with English words, creating meaningful connections and developing vocabulary. More broadly, multiliteracies enhance communication skills while developing critical thinking. This Big Mac advertisement blends visual, linguistic, spatial, and symbolic elements. The oversized burger dominates the frame, bold text celebrates a milestone and conveys longevity, the burger is centrally placed and fills most of the visual space, and brand colors evoke appetite and recognition. Together, these modes persuade the audience by appealing to appetite, familiarity, and brand trust, while omitting potential negative aspects such as health implications. Critical literacy is the ability to read, view, and create texts in a way that goes beyond surface meaning. Questioning, analyzing, and challenging the messages, values, and assumptions they carry. For instance, who created this text and why? Whose voices are included or excluded? How might different people interpret this text differently? Critical literacy recognizes that texts are not neutral. They reflect values, ideologies, and power relationships. Students benefit from critical literacies as they learn to analyze, resist, and challenge unfair representations. For example, this Big Mac advertisement positions McDonald's as timeless, trusted, and universally loved. Yet it omits discussion of health impacts, animal welfare, or environmental concerns. These omissions are as significant as the content that is presented. To bring these theories to the classroom, the 4-resources model by Luke and Freebody can be applied to a print advertisement. Using the reel below image, which is an ad aimed at children, students work through the 4 roles. First is the code breaker. What do the colors, layout, and font choices tell us? What's being emphasized? Text participant. What is the ad telling us? What's the story or message here? A text user. When and why might someone encounter this text? What's its purpose? And finally, the text analyst. Who benefits? Are any groups being stereotyped? What assumptions are being made? Using this model helps students to move from surface comprehension to deep critical engagement. The first 3 roles foster skills aligned with multiliteracies, while the 4th role explicitly develops critical literacy by encouraging an analysis of power and perspective. To implement this strategy effectively, the gradual release of responsibility model is ideal. This means starting with explicit modeling, For example, the teacher analysing the Walmart ad in front of the class, speaking to the visual techniques of Kress and Van Leeuwen, and asking critical questions. This is followed by shared practice, where students analyse a new text together before moving into independent work, where they choose and analyse their own examples. Alongside this are dialogical pedagogy, encouraging open discussion and multiple viewpoints. This ensures that students' experiences and cultural knowledge are valued. This not only supports equity, but also deepens critical thinking. This strategy aligns with Stage 2 and Stage 3 outcomes, such as understanding and responding to literature, reading comprehension, and creating written texts, depending on the specific activity. Additionally, it connects to capabilities such as digital literacy, critical and creative thinking, and to priorities including sustainability, civics and citizenship, and diversity and difference. Teaching critical visual literacy through a multi-literacies lens empowers students to engage deeply with the world around them. They become readers who question, not just absorb, viewers who interpret, not just consume, and creators who can use language and image to challenge dominant narratives and tell their own stories. As Serafini reminds us, the goal is to expand students' repertoire of strategies for making sense of multimodal ensembles, and to prepare them for active, thoughtful participation in society.